Okay, well, no, first time for everything, right?
Whatever. Don't even. Oh
All
my
right,
gosh.
we'll start it here. Classic Team Up episode. What is this? Episode 59. My God, we're
Is
getting
it
so
59?
old. It is 59. We are 10 episodes away from the best episode of Classic Team Up ever. Episode 69. I don't know why I'm so excited about that. Because
I
I
don't
don't.
know either.
I'm gonna break out all the freaky shit. Straps, whips,
Yeah, this is this
chains,
is this
all
is the
that.
episode
69.
I'm going to sit
No,
out
you
of.
gotta be front and center for that, man.
Oh,
It's gonna
son
be
of a bitch.
Classics dungeon. I'm gonna have like fucking bear traps and shit, man. It's gonna be
Why you got
oh, what you call it? What do you call it? Iron lungs and shit like that? It's gonna be crazy.
Why do you have this?
Ah man, yeah, you need shock therapy. That's gonna be the name of the episode. Nah, so
Oh, all right. Okay.
okay,
All right.
all right. So let's start the show. Bye week, grind out week, ninny bong, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Classic Team Up. I'm your host with the most, returning back to the show. You know me, but in case you know, you can call me Classic, aka the Black Scott Summers, aka Black Woman, aka oh, what was like my other aka gonna be? I forget. But in the meantime, in between time, you could of course listen to me on the show, and I'm never alone anymore because I got a co-host, and it's probably the loveliest co-host ever in all of podcasting. It's Amber. Welcome back, Amber. What's up?
Greetings and salutations, motherfuckers. This is Amber Jonay checking in with y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all been? What's been going on?
That's right. And please don't say the Jonay. Just call Amber.
Please.
Yeah, especially if you nasty. Don't even call her.
No, don't do. Please don't listen to him.
I'm trying to
Jesus.
help you avoid those random phone calls, the heavy breathing and shit. Podcasting, you tend to attract a lot of different types, and so I want you to make sure that you feel safe and secure when you're up here. This is a safe space, not safe for you suckers that want to call heavy breathing. You call me with that shit, you're gonna see what's happened to you. But anyway, this is the Classic Team Up. I am Classic, of course, here with Amber, and this is episode 59. Can you believe we've done 59 of these? I don't. But that's how it is. We're on the CSPN network. You can, of course, enjoy our show along with other shows on the network by going to our website, cspn.us. And, of course, follow us on Twitter at CSPN Media is the network Twitter handle. I'm at Classic Materia, spelled just like the show. And Amber is at Jonay XO. And there you go.
You said that so weird.
Yeah, I did. Well, I thought she was gonna jump in and give her your Twitter, but I can
No, you want to talk about somebody doing heavy breathing? It's the way Jonay XO. What the hell is wrong with you, Classic?
Oh, it's that's my delivery. I'm doing my radio type thing. Jonay XO. So let's see. Let's get into it. Where the hell have we been? We don't have a guest today. We're just shooting the shit, chopping it up. And I guess you want to work backwards, or you want to start at the beginning as far as what we've been up to.
I guess we can just kind of jump right into it. If we kind of move backwards and forwards, or kind of be on our Aaliyah shit, back, forth and forth. Whatever.
There you go. Rock the boat. Work the middle. I don't even know what that.
All right.
Okay. That song is not about sailing. I forgot where I heard that one, but shout out to.
I was like, I gotta be like Jeremy. Like, okay, all right.
All right, that's enough.
All right, that's enough.
Jeremy, man. I was away for work. I went to Atlanta, aka Hotlanta, and that was a few weeks back. This was a conference, an annual conference that I planned. I actually spent a year planning this thing for work, and I don't know. It was great. It went well. It almost didn't happen because just before then, freaking Hurricane Irma passed over Georgia after just ransacked Florida and stuff. And it was as soon as it was going into Georgia, I was like, is this thing even going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Am I going to tell people to go home? And we got a lot of money involved in this thing. Fortunately, it got downgraded to a tropical storm, and it passed over and was done by the time I got there, and I was the first one there. So I stayed there a week in the hotel, and this was like it's the Hunger Games Hotel. That's what I've been calling it because apparently this is a hotel in Atlanta they shoot a lot of movies in because it's got like the
Ah.
all the rooms face inward, and it's a very famous hotel as far as like if you've seen like Hunger Games, or I think it was used in the Dredd movie, not Judge Dredd with Stallone, but the remake. It was
What
used in
hotel
Spider.
was it?
The Marriott Marquis in downtown.
Oh, the one on Cortland.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay, I know what you're talking
in
about.
fact, um, and I'm telling too much because people are gonna be like, "Oh, I know what convention you was at," but whatever. Do your research. I don't care. So the week before, Dragon Con was there. So because
Oh.
when I came into the hotel, they was like, "Oh yeah, Dragon Con was here. They had a lot of people in costume and everything out here and everything. Do you go to those things?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do, but I'm here for business, so just get out my face." But I mean, it was a good hotel. Really nice. They gave me a magic cup. It's like this red cup, and they have a Starbucks in the hotel. They said anything you need, go to the Starbucks and just give them the cup, and they will fill it with anything on the menu free of charge.
Oh
So
wow.
I was up and down that list. I had every latte, every macchiato, every cappuccino. I was just up like 2-3 times a day. I was like just filled. They gave it to me and like two other meeting planners because we were pretty much planning our conference and giving them a lot of money. So we had like carte blanche and shit. You know, I had like the pin on and everything, and people would jump in. You know, like, "Oh yes, Mr. Classic, you should for sure, Mr. Classic, whatever you need." Soon as I checked out that hotel and everything was done, I was just an average nigga on the street. I was back out there. I was like, "Well, all right, see you later."
Oh, that's over.
They came grab my cup. Was like, "Shit, take that shit." Yeah, go enjoy Hotlanta. Um, I did get to hang out. I didn't leave the hotel that much, except for like we had like kind of work events. So I think we left to go to like the Coca-Cola Museum and a couple other places, but it was like group things. But mostly I was spending 12-hour days working, because it was like we had a breakfast meeting and the lunch thing and then a dinner thing. It was like, so I would just go back to my room dead tired every night, like, and then kind of get up the next day, do it all again. This was a straight week. And so by the time we were done and I checked out, everyone traveled back, and I was like, I'm gonna spend a few days because Pop's Classic lives out in Georgia, so I got to see him, and I got some family out there. So it's like I got to see Pops, got to hang out with my stepbrother briefly. He picked me up from the hotel, and he was like, "Oh, I'm actually leaving town today. I just got back into town, and I'm about to leave town to go to Denver." So, but he helped me up. What he did was he gave me his keys to his car and his house. And he was like, just stay here for a few days, And I was like, dope. And he lived right there by the airport. So the whole stretch, I was just living bachelor life up in his spot, eating chicken with no shirt on the couch, all that stuff, man. Watching Entourage, you know, not eating any vegetables, heating up shit in the microwave for too long, all kinds of great shit, man. But mostly, like, I just went out and, like, ate chicken and waffles somewhere, or ate at this spot, or I was like driving around Atlanta looking for spots to eat at, and then driving
Did you
around.
go to any of the ones I told you to go to? No.
Probably not, because you told me to go to a school for like the Saturday you told me to go to because you said go to check out A&T for the game.
That is not.
Isn't that what you said?
That is not even remotely close
No, not
to what I
A&T.
said.
You said Clark, Atlanta.
Clark, Atlanta.
There's no A&T in Atlanta except Atlanta
No, it is
A&T
not.
and that stupid ass movie that we don't talk about with Nick Cannon. Oh,
you are an asshole.
Oh my gosh. A P2 challenge, a P1 for musicianship. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna talk about that.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this show up because I'm so unbelievably sick of your shit.
Okay, I did take and say A&T. It was not A&T. I'm sorry. But it was Clark, Atlanta.
And it's that homecoming week, so they definitely gonna be listening.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're gonna get me on it. Matter of fact, yeah. G-Ho, shout out to Tyler Ball. He is already like G-Ho'd up right now. Like if follow TA Ball 1, that's our man. He co-hosts Know the Score. I mean, he just bleeds A&T, and he's just like out there right now, just
as do most Aggies,
Yeah, I mean,
their homecoming is this weekend. All of the schools in the AUC homecoming, just about, I
Yeah.
think, is on the same weekend in about 2 weeks.
Yep.
Atlanta is about to be stupid. I miss Atlanta. Why'd you bring me some Mr. Everything back, man?
I didn't bring back anything from anybody. I just came. I just came back like you know what I brought back? An appreciation for trap music and radio music, because all I did was because my brother's car, even though it was like, hey, cool, a car, I don't have to pay for a rental or something. This shit was an old ass jalopy. First off, the AC didn't work, so I had the top
Oh no.
open and the windows down. I was driving fast everywhere just so I could get the air going. It was low to the ground. It was like, it was, making all kinds of sounds and shit. And the radio was just an old fashioned radio. So it had a CD changer, and it had like, it didn't have any kind of Bluetooth, nothing. So I couldn't plug in. If I listened to anything on my phone, because of the wind noise, I couldn't hear it from my phone speakers. So I was like, all I had was the radio. So all I listened to every station was Wild Thoughts. What's the other one I listened to? Rake It Up. What else? What's that one? Wild Thoughts, Rake It Up. What's the other one with Rihanna? Loyalty. Dude,
Over the
every
Kendrick
station, yes. Which was funny because between that and what's the other one? Oh, and the SZA one, Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So like, the Weekend. I mean, they literally played it every hour that I got in that car. Like,
I'm
I heard
surprised
all
you didn't
songs.
mention Bodak Yellow.
Bodak Yellow got played too. Yeah, Bodak Yellow was like every fifth song. And you know what?
Very true.
And you know what's funny? I normally complain about hearing the same shit over and over, and I started to, but after a while, I was like, oh, this is my shit right here, and I started singing along and shit. If you wanted to. So by the time I was checking out of Atlanta, all that shit was in my head. So what I did was I listen to Amazon Music when I drive now, like, or my phone. I put them all together on a playlist, and I call it Hot Atlanta. I know that this shit ain't Atlanta music. It's just like, it reminds me of Atlanta. So I just listen to all these like club boppers and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, loyalty, all the weekend. Yeah, rake it up.
The songs start fusing together.
Yeah. You know what's funny though? It's like, those are the songs I like, right? And I'm like, all right, so loyalty is about loyalty, right? But the weekend is about, sharing a boyfriend. Or sharing a lover, like, oh, you can have them on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm gonna see them on Friday, and we have the weekend. And I'm like, how is that loyalty? It doesn't match. And then Wild Thoughts is like, when I get around you, I get wild thoughts. Don't even matter, if it's the weekend or if I'm loyal, whatever. So I'm like, yo, this is very conflicting for me. If I'm gonna,
like some
Bourbon Ball is in a week.
This is like some weird Steven Universe fusion bullshit. What the hell do you got going on, Classic?
I don't know, but it fucked my whole head up because basically that following week I was just like, I'm listening to this music and I'm getting hyped for Bourbon Ball, and I'm like, so what is this music telling me? Should I be loyal, or is it the weekend, or do I have wild thoughts? What happens here? And so,
oh my god.
And so I just stuck with the other song, which was Rake It Up, and I was like, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell these hoes Rake It Up. And I didn't tell anybody Rake It Up, by the way. I just, threw change on the floor, picked it up.
I hate you.
Fuck it up. Rake it up. Fuck it up. Rake it up. I'm telling you, I really turned into a country nigga because I was just going up in every spot, and I'm like still bopping to this shit. Shout out to Pure Black Nutritional Facts. I was rocking that T-shirt everywhere. People was like looking it over. Shout out to Kid Noble, by the way. Bought it from him, and he actually had a birthday at Bourbon Ball, so good for him. But yeah, so that was mostly Atlanta. I got to hang out with Tobias Wilborn, aka he's not no AKA, but N Wilborn 19 from Twitter. He's also the co-host of Know the Scores, the sports guy, and he's also the host of Beer It Is. We drank every craft beer known to man in that city because we went to all these bars, restaurants, breweries, and shit. And I mean, I drank stuff from like Founders and stuff from Sweetwater and stuff from like all the craft beer, man. I was just like, I think we went to one bar. We drank everything that was on tap, like boom, 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 boom. Bar tab was crazy. Yeah, it was dope. And then he got me tickets to a Braves game because he works the Braves for his paper. And so he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll leave you a ticket at will call," which was funny because I went up to will call. I gave him my name, and he was like, "Your ticket's not here," and I was like, "This is some bullshit, man. This is some racist shit." And at the time, I was about to say this is some bullshit. The anthem comes on, and all the people in the ticket office get up and hold their hand over their heart, and I was like, "I should take a fucking knee right now." Because I look around, I'm at the window, right? I look around, everyone's like hats off, hand on the heart. I should just take a knee right in front of these motherfuckers, but then I won't get my ticket. So,
and then you in Cobb County, and Cobb County's racist.
Cobb County,
so
yeah.
Cobb County.
Shout out to the big boss man from Cobb County, Georgia, allegedly, reportedly. But yeah, Cobb County's some fucking shit. And a lot of people don't like that the stadium's there. It's not that far from downtown. Like, it's a half-hour drive. Everything's a half-hour drive from downtown, which I realized too. I'm like, oh,
yeah, it's in between 20 and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
What my major concern was, it was in Cobb County, which I hated.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people, because I when I was there, I was in culinary school down there, and I used to work for a food service company that did all the stuff for Turner Field.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people that lived in the area, it was off the bus line. So what I was worried about was, are people that still work for there, because there's people that work there for like 10, 15 years or plus. It was like, are they still going to be able to get to work? So I'm pretty sure they have, worked something out with that. I would hope. If not, they suck for that. But I miss Atlanta. I miss Atlanta a lot.
I think they've got some public transport that goes out there and everything. And I mean, what they built out, it's like they built the stadium, and then there's a whole kind of like, it's like a street mall. Like, they got all these shops, bars, restaurants, and there's still stuff even being built. Like, coming this next spring or something. This is being I think a cheesecake factory looks like it's coming up there. They got like pretty much, even if you don't go to the game, it's a great place to hang out because you can go to sports bars, you can go shopping, you go to restaurants and stuff like that. And after the game, it was lit as far as like they had and I didn't know the Braves had this. By the way, that stadium is lovely. Actually, most new ballparks are beautiful because they pretty much give you that same experience of the old ballparks, and when they add some extra shit there. Like they had statues of some of the old, Braves and everything. They got statue of Hank Aaron in the middle of the ballpark, like as you're walking through and everything. Yeah, the Hit King, man. That's the go right there. They got like they got like kind of like a museum type thing where they got like walls with different players' names on it, like David Justice and and Greg Maddux and stuff. They got and of course they did the chop and all that shit. And it was a breast cancer awareness type game, so they gave out pink tomahawks. So there was a lot of ladies in pink, and when they was doing the chop, so all these pink tomahawks. I mean, the chop is. I'm a Mets fan, so I'm like, oh, the chop, this is disgusting. But I'm in Atlanta, so I'm not going to sit there. No, fuck. And they was playing the Phillies, so the few Phillies fans that were there were booing and stuff. But everyone else was like, Two things that I noticed. One was they got a Home Depot. Home Depot is pretty big there in Atlanta, of course, and so they got a tool race. And the tool race is pretty much they break out these guys, mascots dress up as tools. So there's a screwdriver, there's a hammer, there's a paintbrush, and there's like a drill, and they race around the field. Y'all jack that shit from the Nationals with the President's race.
Oh no!
Don't tell me you didn't. Or from Milwaukee with the sausage race, whatever. Or Pittsburgh got the pierogi race. Come on, man, the tool race, really? But yo.
Wait, the what? Wait. No. Hold on. No. You said the what?
For Pittsburgh? Or
yes.
I said pierogi, but it's probably pierogi.
What the fuck is a pierogi?
It's pierogi. Pierogi. It looks like pierogi when you see it, right? So I'm gonna call it a pierogi. It's like,
oh God.
Okay, we're not gonna get to pronunciations. I know because
we're moving on.
I was fucking with you earlier. Shout out to whoever was like, "Oh, it's pronounced salmon, not salmon, or salmon."
Anyway, making my head hurt.
Okay.
I hate
But
you.
if you follow at Classic Material on Twitter, you can look up my response to that tweet, and you'll understand why Amber is a little bit uneasy with our pronunciation talk right now. But anyway, so y'all jacked that shit from the from the president's race. But shout out to the Bucket who came from behind and won that shit. And I was screaming at the end, Bucket, Bucket, come on, Bucket, like I had money on this thing for a Bucket, and he was booking it. But you know what's funny? The hammer, the screwdriver, and the drill all ran into the wall, and the Bucket turned the corner, and it was like shenanigans. Yes, Bucket, get him. Like,
Why is it so funny?
It was funny because it's like Coming to America when he got up and just in the face for halftime and shit's like this the halftime. I was like, no, I
it's
don't
probably
care.
because the way you say
Bucket,
Bucket's so damn
Bucket, get that shit, Bucket. Come on, Bucket. Come on. You ain't full yet, homie. Let's go. Time for you to eat, Bucket.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, yes, it was great. It was the best. And then they had another race where they get some random fan, and this is some doughy kid or something, and like he got on a Braves jersey, and so he gets a head start. He has to race against Frozone. So there's this like track guy, local track star. I don't know who he is because he's got a helmet on, but he looks like Frozone from The Incredibles.
Oh,
and
wow.
So the guy gets a head start. He gets like a half of because you're racing around the baseball diamond. Around the outfield.
Oh, right.
So he goes down the left field line, and as soon as he turns the corner, that's when Frozone takes off from home plate, and Frozone took his ass. Just it was like no contest. They had some other whack race where a guy had to go right out to from outfield to second base, grab the base, and come back in like 20 seconds, and we were like, yeah, that's not happening. That guy don't look like he's. Like 20 seconds, I don't even he touched the base. I'm like, I don't know what you win with this shit, but it better be a lot of money for all this, extra activity.
Better be some money. Talking about a lot of money.
I mean, you can win $1 million, but you just got to beat Frozone. I'm like, you know what? I'm good because
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Try my luck at a lottery
unless you can allow me to trip him. Or leave some kind of bear trap on the starting line, or some booby traps or something. It's not happening. Put some chamomile in this.
Maybe if you dress up at the Bucket, they'll give you some better speed.
tie the bucket to his leg or something. Yeah. Bucket.
Why is that so funny? Okay, all right.
It was a bucket full of PEDs. Okay. It was a PED bucket. Yo. They gonna investigate after this podcast. I'm telling you, FDA gonna be up in there, DEA and shit. They gonna be up in there. So that was Atlanta. And I mean, I did some other things too. Had lunch with your auntie on brunch with your auntie on a Saturday. It was great. She took me out to TJ Maxx and Marshalls afterward for a little shopping spree. That was wonderful. Not your auntie, Amber. I'm just talking to those listeners out there that want to get wise with me. I always have lunch with their aunties at Marshalls. So watch what you say to me because she does treat. So that was Atlanta. And then we go from Atlanta to New York. I went back home, worked a week, and then it was like Friday. This past Friday was Bourbon Ball in NYC in Brooklyn. So I was not gonna let a Bourbon Ball happen in Brooklyn, in my backyard where I'm from, and not be there. So I went up in there. I bought my ticket months ago. I actually bought 2 tickets because it was gonna be me and Dr. Classick. We was gonna go up there together, and of course I look over. I ask her 4 or 5 times, "Hey, do you want to go to Brooklyn with me to Bourbon Ball this coming month after I come back this Friday?" Nope. Want to go this week? Nope. I'm going up tonight. You want to go up with me? Nope. I'm like, you know what? All right, I gave you all the chances I could give you. So now the ticket is going to my homeboy up there, my best friend, 75 Boulevard. You heard him on the show months ago. And so we pretty much just did it up there. I got my suit together, went to a Dominican barber at Flatbush, got fixed up. They hooked up the lines and everything else, and just rolled through the spot. Was looking like fly as fuck. Came in there, busted off the shades and stuff. Was like, "What's up, man? Bourbon boy, what's up? What's good? What's good, Brooklyn?" And I'm telling you, everyone looked lovely there. Ladies look lovely, fellas look dapper. Some people still wore tuxes, and I'm like, yo, I thought this was semi-formal, but whatever. And it was a good time. And if anyone had feelings about any kind of way, who gave a fuck? It was unlimited bourbon. I didn't give a damn about anything except the fact that it was unlimited bourbon, and people were fly, and the music was hitting, and I saw some great people up there. It was a good time. Shout out to Odios Las Galetas. He was the bartender, guest bartender. And he was pouring really heavy, had the biggest line of people. If I elbowed you on the way to get drinks, I'm not sorry because, there's some good drinks. And good theme drinks, all bourbon based. It was good. Good times. Up at the Milk River. And I spent the rest of the weekend just chilling with my homeboy. He fed me an ostrich egg, which was funny. He broke an ostrich egg the week prior, and so he had like extra ostrich egg left over, and he made like ostrich egg omelets and stuff, and we had that with like pulled pork, and it was actually pretty good. I mean, I had that for brunch like yesterday, because what's today, Monday? Yeah, before I left, stopped over there for brunch and had that, and it was like, I kept thinking, man, if this shit makes me sick, I'm gonna know about it. I'm gonna be home like my stomach, like this motherfucking ostrich egg. I told you he kept that shit too long because I kept saying, "How long does this stuff keep?" He's like, "Oh, about 2 weeks, man. You good?" And I looked over at his girlfriend, and I was like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be fine." I was like, "Y'all ain't WebMD, but I'm gonna hold y'all accountable. I'll come back to Brooklyn and beat both your ass if I get sick." But no, felt great. So that was pretty much Brooklyn. I ate some real food, some Caribbean food, some beef patties, some. Actually, I had the worst Caribbean food I ever had up there. Because shout out to gentrification. I live on the border of Flatbush and Crown Heights in Brooklyn, and we've had nightclubs, restaurants, all that stuff. So there's this nightclub. It got pretty much bought out by this Jamaican lady and converted to a restaurant. Or it's basically still a nightclub, but they start selling themselves as a restaurant. So they're like, come over for brunch. And they send all these flyers in the mail. So I'm at my mom's, and she's like, I keep getting these flyers for this restaurant. You want to try it out? And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, they got all the favorites. They got oxtail. They got rice and peas. They got goat. They got jerk pork, jerk chicken, stew chicken, all the stuff that my mom makes. And she's like, I don't feel like cooking. Let's go get some food. All right, we'll try it out. So we ordered some stuff. Here was the first tip off that shit wasn't legit. They had codfish fritters. No, you don't make no damn fritters. It's codfish cake. It's small little cakes. They had these big old ass fritters and shit. I'm like, what is going on here? So we had ordered that. And then, of course, I got the rice and peas. I picked up the oxtail because I want some oxtail. And then my mom got the jerk pork. We take it back to the spot. She eats hers. She eats one piece of pork. She's like, oh, this is so spicy. Try this. And I try it, right? I'm like, I don't taste anything. And matter of fact, this tastes this needs some salt. And, from what happened was, whatever piece she had was the only spicy piece that had jerk seasoning on it. And the rest of that shit was bland. I was like,
oh no.
I was like, what is going on here? And then I had the oxtail. It tasted the same way. It's like I tasted the oxtail, but it just didn't taste like it was that seasoned. And I was like, what's going on here? Because I saw the lady that cooked it. She was a Jamaican lady. And I was like, what is this? I was like, gentrification, okay. Went again. I wonder if she toned it down for the white folk that live in the neighborhood now. But damn. Come on, man.
That's horrible.
Come on, son. I almost took it back, but we was like, well, we already got it. Fuck it. And what we did was we put our shit in the cupboard. You know what I'm saying? We put out some seasoning and shit, hooked it up, put it back in the pot a little bit, cooked it up a little bit. It was like, okay, now it's right. But it was like, why we gotta finish cooking your food, man? Come on, man. If you're gonna do a restaurant, cook that shit, man. but it's a nightclub. I was like, you know what, they need to stick to what they know. And I'm not gonna mention what the name of the place is because I don't want nobody run up in the spot going, "Yo, Classic said your shit was whack." But if you go there and leave a Yelp review, you'll understand what's going on and why that's going down. So yeah, that was Brooklyn in a nutshell. Hung out with people. It was good. Yeah, yeah. So I will turn it over to you, Amber. What you been up to? What's been under your bonnet for the last week or two?
Work.
You have been working. My God.
That's all I do is work.
Yeah, I remember I called
That's
you
all I
sometime in
do.
between, and you was like, "I slept about 2 hours today." I was like, "Why are you talking to me? Go to bed."
Man,
I gotta wake up in 2 more hours. I was like, "Go to sleep. Don't talk to me no more." Just oh gosh, and
he
it
told me
was
don't
like,
talk to you no more. Nigga, don't talk to me no more. Nigga, I gotta
well,
go to sleep.
well, I was like, "Why you even pick up the phone?" I would have been like, yeah. That's why I was like, "All right, go to sleep." Bye. Kind of kept it short because I
Yeah,
like to check in every now and then. It was like make sure you didn't drop dead at work or something.
because knowing me,
But
like that.
you did have like a little mini kind of vacation, some time off. So that's what you're enjoying.
Yeah, tomorrow is my last day off, and I think I'm getting sick
Good timing.
because I think everything. Yeah, exactly. I think everything's kind of hidden me from, me working so much. Last Saturday, and I think I told you this. Last Saturday was the first full day off I have had in about a month and a half to 2 months.
Mm.
My ass was up at 7. Let me say this so y'all can understand. I
Yeah.
was up at 7 in the morning
Yeah.
without fail. I've been waking up at 7 something in the morning for the past few days that I have been off work, and
Hmm.
I have been pissed.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even explain to you how so very tired oh God.
Oh no, I know. I know the
I'm
feeling.
uh,
Matter of fact,
20
whole
hour
time,
days, man.
whole time I was in Atlanta, even when I was in New York, at the night after drinking that bourbon, and sleeping on my homeboy's couch, and that's the other thing too. I pulled this. I went up for Bourbon Ball Friday night. I didn't go visit my mom's until Saturday. Like I basically checked in with my mom Saturday because I was not gonna go up and drop my bag and go, "All right, Mom, I'm gonna go drink a shitload of bourbon. I'll be back." That just would not have been the move. So I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna stay at my boy house because he's going with me." And I'm gonna suit up there, get it together, and then just pop in the mom's the next day after I done, calmed down or sobered up or whatever have you. I still shot up every morning at 5, if not earlier than 5. And I'll
Nope.
tell you why. And this was without alarm or nothing, because that's about the time I usually get up to either edit a podcast or update something on the site or something. So it's like, even if I don't have a show the next day, like to put up, I still get up and I'm like, so what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? And I'll either go back to sleep for another hour or get started with my day or whatever. But it's like that's my internal clock is 5 a.m. and I'm like, oh, why? So if you go on holiday or vacation, you're still getting up at that hour, you know. Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
signs of
this is
getting old,
awful.
man. You can get
This is awful. I'm about to be 31 in January, and I'm just like, this is some Mickey Mouse bullshit. I lied to you not. I'm talking about 7 o'clock every day.
yeah,
I think the latest I woke up was 8:30.
yeah. You had an early class on the campus. That's what it was.
Man, right? I had an 8 o'clock class.
Yeah, I got
I had an 8:30
I got
class, man.
chemistry
What
and
is this?
chemistry lab. Shit, I gotta get up. I remember that shit. Earth
Oh my
science.
gosh. Ugh. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Like I feel like I did a whole bunch of adulting shit, which I'm not really happy about. I am, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Like today I did laundry. Like that was the highlight of my day because I had a lot of laundry that I had to do.
You gotta do
Because
it.
I basically just kind of been I like I've I'll do my laundry, but it's like I don't have time to do all of it because I'm only home 4 hours a fucking
Yeah,
day. You know what I'm saying?
you do a load, and maybe hopefully you dry it, and you can't even take it out and fold it. You know, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, folding? Yeah, no, I don't fold my clothes. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like, y'all can judge me all you want. I do not.
You know what's
So,
funny?
I'll get home. I'll
Yeah,
get home and I'll I'll throw my clothes, in the wash. If I'll throw my uniforms in there, throw, underpants in there, whatever, some socks, and I'll take a shower. I'll go to sleep. I'll get up in enough time where I'm like, okay, if I get up now, I could throw my clothes in the dryer
yeah.
and be out the door by such and such time to get ready for work.
Hmm.
And that's usually what I've been doing. But you were saying?
You know how some people like to drive. Their car gets on E, and it's a Seinfeld episode that's like that. Like, let's see how far we could drive with our car on E before it runs out. Like, okay, now I'm gonna take it for gas. That's what I do between washing and drying, because there's times where I'm like, if I leave it in the washer, right, and I don't take it out, how long can I keep it in there before it starts to smell mildewy? You know,
Oh
because
God.
because I'll put something to wash, right, and then I'll go to sleep. I'll fall asleep, and I'm like, I'll get up at 3 in the morning. I'm like, should I wash this again? Is it gonna smell? And I look in, I smell it, and I'm like, nah, it's still good.
Oh dear God. All
Yeah.
right. So let me just go ahead and give you and the rest of the niggas that do this shit on that's listening to this podcast a tip.
Yeah.
One, don't do that because I've done
Yeah.
it and it's not a good thing.
No, that's
Two,
how you get
if you
sick.
do it, yeah, exactly. That's how your clothes smell bad.
Yeah.
Fucking sick. Um, what is it? Cleaning vinegar.
Hmm. Yeah, you do have to,
Get
because
invest,
you
yeah,
got
and
because you get that
invest in the
sour
shit.
smell out your clothes, and pretty much when moisture collects like that, it starts to grow, spores or mold or bacteria or whatever have you. You're pretty much culturing that shit. So
Exactly.
yeah, don't do that.
Please
I'm
don't.
just saying. I'm just saying, like, I've never done it on purpose, but it's always been like, oh, and if it has been mildewy, whatever, I will, kind of jostle it up a little bit, put some fresh soap in there, and like rewash everything again, because I'm not trying to be all moldy mildew. You know?
Exactly. Like, so a thing that I actually learned, it's not necessary. What is it? It's not like the use or reuse of
Yeah,
like clothes and things like that, especially when it comes to your towels. Sometimes it's the fragrance. It's too
yeah,
much fragrance that gets trapped into your clothes.
yeah. Because
So
especially you got
the
them shower gels and stuff. Like, I can't remember the last time I used bar soap.
yeah.
I mean, I've
I
used bar
have
soap, but
bar soap
yeah,
right now,
yeah,
and only because I'm using some shit that actually works for me.
yeah.
You know, um,
I've been using like shower
shout out
gel.
to my OBGYN. Yeah, shout out to my OBGYN because
Ooh,
I've been using shout out
okay.
using Dove sensitive skin,
Oh, that was nice.
for a minute, and then and then I
Yeah.
just picked up Dr. Bronner's lavender bar soap because I like lavender.
Dilute. There you go, the Dr. Bronner's. Yeah,
So
shout out to Dove Men Care. Um,
you're an idiot.
hey, there it is. And every now and then, though, I've been, because again, I'm on the road or whatever, and I just catch it, whatever I can pick up in the drugstore, whatever. Shout out to them Old Spice, not the old Spice, but these new flavors like the Wolf Den or whatever. I've been, yo, that's joint is hitting. And I smell it. I'm like, oh, this is pretty nice. And then I get the spray, whatever. It's like I do a little spray, and it's not stinky like the Axe body spray. You actually smell pretty good with it. But you can't, like, for Bourbon Bowl, I did actually put on some cologne, whatever. But usually I just do a little sprit, and it's good. It gets you going. But shout out to those shower gels and everything. But yeah,
Cool. Take a shower though.
take a shower for real. Wash up underneath there. Scrub, son. Especially if you got any. You might get pudgy like me in your old age. Get underneath them rolls there. Get underneath. Where that shit tucks in and everything else. Get the cracks and all that stuff, man. Up to down. You know what I'm saying? Wash your pads on your feet there. Wash it between your toes there. Wash your legs. People don't wash their legs. They just like figure, oh, it's just gonna drip down. Nah, man. Especially if you got hairy legs, all that dirt gets caught up in there. It's nasty. You know.
All right, we're moving on.
Oh, we are. This isn't the how to shower cast. You know. I'm not trying to teach you hygiene, bathing and stuff. You stinky listeners.
Really.
Some of our listeners might have those issues, you know. I know every now and then I have those issues, and I'm like, do a quick bird bath and then get on the road there. I'm running late or whatever. It's like, nah, man. I'd rather be late with a full shower smelling good than be on time stinking and have people just walk it out with their nose like this, like, oh, I can't talk to this motherfucker.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times, because I used to. I've mentioned this on a show before. I used to work in Manhattan, and I used to live over in Jersey, so my commute each way was an hour and a half.
Ooh.
And ooh, bitch.
Yeah, especially you get on the
some days were not fun.
Them stuffy ass subways or buses, man. With them, that's one thing I miss about New York, man. I mean, space is it's limited, and you be up on that train and stuff, and somebody just starts thinking, or you sitting next to somebody, you're like, I think I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna stand this whole ride because I need more air. I can't. Or you be standing behind somebody, you could smell like whatever it is they got on or whatever. And it's like, nah. I like having a car. At least I know what my car smells like, what I smell like in it. Just, yeah. Shout out to y'all living that inner city life. Inner city. I do miss the city life.
I actually miss being in. Yeah, I was just about to say I miss being up there. Yeah. I was only up there for a few months, but I loved every minute of it. Hopefully I can, stop being lazy, get my life together, and get this get this food photography thing going on, man.
Oh, that'd be dope.
So I can move back up there.
I almost turned on my Uber app while I was up there. Like because I drove up there to Brooklyn. I was like, I should make some money. I should do some side hustle. And I was like, nah, I'm pushing it too far because I'll be the first motherfucker up there as soon as I turn it on. First passenger I pick up, all right, man, run your juice, son, run all your money. I'm like, oh, damn, really? So I don't want that to happen. And it's funny because I don't worry about that down here. Right. I just know it could happen up there, and it would be it would be wild quick, and it would be right in a spot where I know ain't nobody gonna see. Because I would do it, and it'd be like, oh, well, I know who it is. I'm like, no, they probably stole his phone. That's probably his brother's cousin. I'm not gonna go get full scale investigation. He already got my watch and my chain and my jewels. What the fuck? I'm done. Why do you take the whole car? And that's all it is.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, but driving up there is much better because it just is. I'll say this because you're in Virginia, y'all can't drive, and I mean that. And I like this because every time someone says, "Oh yeah, well those Virginians can't drive," and it's the Maryland people saying it, I'm like, can't none of y'all drive? Maryland can't drive. DC can't drive. Virginia can't drive.
Georgia definitely can't drive.
Georgia, you know what? Georgia moves it, but it's like you could tell who drives down there and who just like moved down there and figured out like, oh, because I started doing some dumb shit too with that like 4, 5, 6 lane highway, and I started like fucking around.
Oh, talking about right when you get in that 75, 85 merge, like right there when you get to the inner city.
Yeah, and mind you, I drove all over Georgia. I was probably when I like my hashtag when I was there was I'm in your city. Like I didn't tell anybody. I was just like you. I was all up in everybody's. People hit me up on the way on my way out. Like, you was down here, son. Why'd you hit me? I was like, hey. You know the rules, man. If I hit you up and be like, I'm in your city, you can be like, have a good time. So, I mean, I did hit up a few people, but, it was mostly exploring, and I did try to connect with some people. Shout out to Tim DOGG 98. We didn't get to hang out, but, and shout out to Black Dante. I found out I was like, that Jeremy, I was like right up the street from his house, where my pops was.
Oh, wow.
Like, he was like, I live right here. I was like, I thought you lived down here. And it was like, miscommunication and stuff. Like, I should have hit him up. We had taken a photo together, because I'm always curious as to how tall he is and shit like that. Like, I was curious when I see these people, you see their face and stuff, you're like, I wonder how like tall he is or how short. Like, I met Dan before, Dan Chrism, and he's a tall dude. Like that dude was towering over me and shit. I'm like, I wonder if Jeremy's tall too. If he's like mad short, he's thick, whatever. Like you want to take that picture side by side and shit. Like it's kind of odd because you talk to these people for years and you're like, I don't know what they really really look like. Maybe got a mole on his neck or something, and you don't see that in the podcast or whatever. Or he's got a third arm like growing out the side. Abdomen like an octopus or something. I don't know why I'm like mutating my podcast host, but here it is. Like I know what you look like because we met, we talked, we chopped it up a little bit. We sized each other up and was like, okay, fine.
Indeed,
I could do a show with you. Yeah, but yeah, I pretty much drove all over Georgia, and it was fun. But yeah, there were some people that just couldn't drive. But you could tell it was like they was fucking around. New York don't play. You fucking with the cab drivers in Manhattan. You were fucking with people that know what's up in Brooklyn. They need to get where they're going. They don't fuck around. I don't know. It's like Virginia, D.C., Maryland. Y'all play too much on the phone in Virginia. You drive too damn slow in Maryland. You give too much of a following distance. You play around. You eating your Chick-fil-A and talking to your kids and shit instead of driving. Pay attention to the road. Like, what's up with y'all? Y'all don't need to get where you need to go. I thought DC was the nation's capital. The government needs to keep running on time. I guess because of who's president, y'all decide y'all just not going to, get to work on time. And I'm like, come on, what's wrong with y'all? Come on, pick up the pace, y'all.
Can we not talk about Tupe Fiasco right now? Because
no, we're not going to talk about 45.
I'm sick of his shit.
Yeah. You know what? It's not our fault, though. It is not our fault.
You know what? It's not.
It's not. Well, and it's not our job to fix it either. So for everyone that's tired of 45 and all this stuff that's going down, particularly if you are of a certain variety, we didn't do this to you. You did this to you. I know who I came out and voted for. I voted early. Well, okay.
Yep, pretty much, and I said it, and shout out to Jeremy for retweeting it. This is your fault, white people.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then you're like, oh well, that's a racist thing to say. Like, all right, let's look at the facts.
Fuck you.
They had that shooting today that happened in Nevada, in Las Vegas, and and I mean, it was terrible.
It's awful, like that.
God awful. And then Newsweek put out an article, put out a link to an article that said the majority of like major shootings, have been perpetrated by white people.
Yep.
In the last 10 years, or it's in the last 20 years, or it's like we ain't got the guns, we ain't got them bullets, and people want to do that. What about Chicago? That's like one person get popped off on the street every now and then, but it just happens, in such a small area. We talking mass shootings, like, oh, I'm gonna drill down 30 people. This was the biggest mass shooting in U.S. history, and this is like the second or third time in the last 2 years that it's been exceeded. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah, that was what I was just about to say. Like, how many more times are we gonna hear that this has been the biggest or largest U.S. shooting?
Well,
in our history. How many times are we gonna hear that? Like this was the last time that we heard this was which one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember anymore.
Sandy Hook was one of them.
And it's not to and it's not saying that to disrespect any of the victims or the victims' families or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah.
As cheesy as it sounds, but my thoughts are going out to, these folks and their families and everything like that. But enough has been long. Enough is enough. Enough been enough. When are y'all going to start listening? Like, and somebody had the nerve to say, I don't know if he was just a regular citizen or if he was in government, and somebody was saying something. It was like, okay, yeah, we're sitting there talking about, gun reform, but can we get at least 24 hours to mourn and process. No, we need to talk about this now. Like, what are y'all
Yeah.
doing? Because in the next 24 hours, this shit could happen again.
Or something else is going to happen. You're going to forget all about this. The same way we forgot about how Puerto Rico has no power and no light. You know, the same way we forget that police keep killing people every single week, people of color that are unarmed, but all y'all care about is, oh, they're kneeling and disrespecting our flag. So nah, you ain't get no time to relax and recover because this is what you did. This is your fucking mess. You need to clean that shit
Exactly.
up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You want to put a businessman, you want to put the fucking celebrity apprentice in office. You know, so what now? What now? Your move. Because you pretty much made all the moves to this point. You're like, oh, let's get them out. Let's the emails and let's get rid of the care and all this other stuff. So what now? How great does this country look now? Jerk off.
I'm so sick. Like every single day, I'm reminded
Yeah.
about how insufferable these motherfuckers are. Like
Yeah.
every single
And
goddamn
it's ignorance. It's ignorance
day.
too, because I know people. Like I've got people in my life that's told me to my face, yeah, I voted for Trump. And like I'm looking at that, like, what do you expect me to do with this? Like I should just flip you right now. I should just like attack you right now. I just walk away from them. I'm like, either you're playing around with me or you're really that ignorant and that stupid. And then they be trying to rationalize and explain why they did it, whatever. And I'm like, but
I don't want to hear that
you
shit.
still did it. You still did that after all that shit, after the bus thing and after the oh my God, come on. It's like, you know, no, and these are people that seriously, honestly feel like they thought they were doing something good. Like, these aren't like watch the world burn type people, but apparently,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
are.
they got caught up in the stupidity. Well, these are people that obviously don't they all their all the beads don't line up correctly in the abacus of their
You know,
mind. You know,
I'm not about to. And this is what I was saying on a couple podcasts before, a couple shows before. It's like I'm so tired of humanizing these bastards. Like I really am. I was
yeah,
talking. Who was I talking to? I was talking to Soapy. Shout out to Soapy. And I think I said this before too. We were talking about trying to talk to these white folks, and I feel like if I can kind of get through the people, I feel like I got a good heart and a good spirit. I can sit there and talk to them. She was like, "Okay, that's cute for you, girl, but I'm not doing it. I'm tired." And
no,
now I definitely understand what she's saying. I am tired. I'm not doing this no more. Y'all don't get nothing from me. Like who is it? Fellas on Jenkins and Jones show. Shout out to them. It's like we just gonna have to throw hands at this point.
yep,
You know what I'm saying?
pretty
So if
much.
you have a problem with me sitting my black ass down during this national anthem or kneeling or speaking out and trying to hold these people that is in the same country that we live in accountable for the lives and the citizens that are in this fucking country, if you have a problem with me exercising my First Amendment right, like my freedom of speech, my freedom to say exactly what's on my mind, to hold these people accountable that's supposed to be protecting and serving me, to hold these people accountable that's supposed to actually be doing something for me, and they're not doing it. And you have a problem with me calling them out. You're telling me to leave? No, nigga, you leave. What do they say? It's like there's countries out here that their government actually tell them the things that they can and can't do, the things that they can and can't say. You are free to go there. I'm staying my black ass here. Angela Rye said, "We built this joint for free." And
Yep,
I ain't going nowhere. My
nope.
blood is here. My family's blood is here. My ancestors' blood is here.
Mhm.
Folks
What
that,
did they
the
do? What
Native
did they do when
Americans,
they
all
brought
of
us
that. I'm
over?
not going nowhere.
They brought us here. They brought our ancestors here and put them to work, unpaid work, slavery, labor, with nothing to show for it. And then after all that shit was done, they pretty much took a few slaves and was like, here's 40 acres, here's a mule, and there you go. And that's supposed to make up for all that, for destroying families, generations, raping, pillage, all kinds of. I mean, no, no, and I mean, I'm not gonna get to a reparations thing here, but come on. this is definitely more our country than a lot of people's. You know, they talk about patriotism and shit. You don't care about the flag. The fucking flag. I care about the country more than the flag because, you know what I'm saying? It basically built a way for a lot of us to even just live. The fact that we had to, you know, kind of come up from where we came from and come and be twice as better, twice as smarter, twice as faster, twice as everything else, or 3 times as much as our peers just to get to break even and pay that money and get that money paid and pay the same ass taxes and put in the same work. So yeah, we put in just as much, if not more. So yeah, you know, it's just as much our country. If anything, black folk are probably more patriotic than anybody in America because we celebrate, you know, our triumphs. We stand strong through our, you know, through our defeats, through our, you know, through our tribulations and everything else, and we don't run. You know, we're not like, oh well, I'm just gonna go to Canada. I'm just and who, you know, who was saying that more than black folk? A lot of white people was talking about what if Trump wins? They was googling can I go to Canada? They should have said, can I go?
Stay your bitch ass here.
They should have said, can I go to Mexico? I'd have been up in Cancun the whole time, just like.
Let's talk about these motherfuckers going down here. Let's going down here to Mexico for, you know, spring break or whatever, chanting build that wall. You sons of I can't even say sons of bitches no more because of Orange Mussolini and his dumb. You know what? Let's move on because let's move on, please.
All right,
let's move on because I swear to God.
So I'm gonna ask you this because even as we speak, as we are recording this right now at 10:26 and in the evening, is Tom Petty still alive?
10:26?
Yes, it is. You gotta go to sleep.
I can't.
Is Tom Petty still alive?
I got one more day to, you know, to kind of, you know, dick around, so to speak.
But Amber, answer me this because I don't know. Is Tom Petty still alive? Because I thought he was.
I think everybody did, and it was definitely some misinformation. Because I know I even, you know, I may have retweeted or, you know, said rest in peace Tom Petty without, you know, things being clear. I think everybody may have
done that.
I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. So that's horrible. You know,
I was I was ready to start crying. I was ready to start singing "Free Falling" and busting into some tears at the end. Tom Petty and shit, like, you know. And is this the most number of people that have fallen for a death hoax ever? Like,
I wouldn't
the last time? Did we kill Sinbad one time?
I think so, but it's like, honestly, I don't necessarily think this is, well, I guess for the definition of saying that it's a hoax, yeah, it was a hoax. Yeah. But, you know, people have kind of saturated that word as well, you know, it was a hoax or whatever. You know, they kind of just killed off people just for the sake of doing so. Yeah, I would say this is more misinformation.
Yeah, or jumping to conclusions because he's on life support.
Right. And I think no. I think they took him off. See, this is the type of misinformation that we were just talking about.
That's what I'm saying. If he's still alive, he's still on life support, but he was reportedly put on life support.
No, I think they took him off, or, you know, they decided not to. I don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna say I don't know because I'm not about to. Right, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know because I'm checking.
I'm checking Twitter now, and some are saying update: Tom Petty's still alive, but in critical condition, sending wishes for a speedy recovery.
Okay. All right. We're gonna roll with that then.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to.
Paul McCartney tweeted sending love to Tom Petty and his family at this difficult time. So I guess he's still alive. He's sending love to him, but he could be dead too. This is odd. This is like, it's funny because I don't say it's funny because death ain't funny, but it's odd because the story of is he dead or alive now is more prevalent than the fact that this man could, you know, is clinging to his life and, you know, and that he's a rock and roll, you know, I don't even know if he's a Hall of Famer. He probably is. You know, but pretty much has had I'm still here.
Okay. All right. That was weird because I exited out of the app real quick just to see the timing, and then you went away, and then it kind of lagged, and then now you're back. Okay, that was weird.
Classic never goes away. That should be the name of the episode. No, that's not the name of the episode because then it'll be a
That
star.
should not be the name of the
Classic
episode.
never goes away. I'm in Atlanta. I'm at Bourbon Ball. I'm at. I'm all up in your city.
I'm about to be in somebody's drive-through because a bitch is hungry.
There you
go.
No,
go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in all cities. I'm in I'm in Baltimore. I'm in Norfolk. I'm in Hampton. I'm in.
Wait.
I'm in Newport News. You know what I'm saying?
How are you Newport?
DC.
How much? You know what? I hate you.
Tidewater, Surrey County. Shout out to Surrey County. Shout out to Shannon Sharp with the Black and Mild on Fox Television. Did you see that?
I saw it, but I haven't seen the actual video. Just been seeing people talking about it.
That video, he broke it out, stuck it in his mouth, and then I forgot who the lady was on the show because they got some lady in the middle between him and Skill. So like she goes, that's not even a classy cigar because it was like that's a Black and Mild cigar. That's not even a classy cigar, and so it was like. Now I'm curious, more so than Shannon Sharp with the cigar. It's like I'm curious what she thinks classy cigar. Like, what's her deal with the Black and Milds? Like, how far back does she go with those?
Well, the first question that people need to ask, or that she needs to ask herself in that situation, who asked me?
Oh no, that too. But see, I'd have been like, I would have reacted too because.
Dr. Melendez's test right now. I will throw rocks for your window.
There you go. We got breaking news.
Who got breaking news? Me?
I think you do. I heard a TV. So.
Oh yeah, I'm walking past the TV.
Okay. Are you literally going to your car to go to the drive-thru? On the podcast?
Nigga, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Fuck out of here. Go ahead.
Pick me up a 2-piece. Pick me up a pick me up a $5 box with the cookie and shit. Hook a brother up.
Okay. All right. So we gonna move on from Shannon. Shout out to Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
So let's talk about real quick.
Yeah, this will be the last thing.
Let's talk about the fact that even though my city, I've definitely love my city. Definitely appreciate the things that it's.
Yep.
At first, I didn't, but
Oh, you cut out there for a second.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You cut out for a second when you're talking about your city. So you appreciate the things.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I definitely appreciate my city. At first, I didn't. Now I definitely do. As much as we don't really have a lot, in Petersburg. It's a lot of stuff going on with our government, with our leadership or lack thereof. I don't have on my seatbelt. Stop yelling at me.
That's the first thing you do when you get in the car. What are you talking about?
Get food. That's the first thing. Okay, anyway. The goddamn seatbelt is on. Shit. Click the ticket because I know this is crazy.
Crash Test Dummies had a cartoon, son. A cartoon.
All right.
Don't ride in the car with me. I will not move that shit until you put your seatbelt on. I don't care if you're in the back seat.
Shit, though.
I will put you in a child seat.
I am the same way.
I have yelled at people like, "Put your seatbelt on, damn it!" And they're like,
"Yeah, that's
don't yell at me like you my daddy." I'm like, if I was your daddy, I'd tan your ass right now talking to me that way. This is safety right now. I'm trying to save your life because I will run into a tree.
On purpose.
To prove a point. I got Geico with this airbag gonna save me. I'm just gonna say you can fly through that windshield. And then I gotta go get safe flight repair, safe flight replace.
You know what? I'm sick of you, but I'm rolling past somebody that just pulled somebody over, and he is definitely a black guy. Definitely a black guy, and I really feel like
pull out your phone. Pull out your phone.
Yeah, real shit. But what I was saying was, before we got off topic about the car yelling at me about putting on my seatbelt.
I yell with you with love, by the way. Love. It's all about love.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, as much as we don't need another fast food or, chicken joint in this city, the closest Popeyes is on the military base, which is not far from me.
Okay.
However, that shit be in the way. And then they close at 8:00 or they close at 8:30 on Fort Lee.
Mhm.
So, and the closest Popeyes is in goddamn Richmond.
Ooh, damn. Yeah, that is a drive too.
Yeah, it's a drive. And then there's another one like 30 minutes down 95. By the time I get to mile 5, my $5 box is gone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Struggle. That Popeye struggle is real. I have 2 Popeyes near me, right? And
oh,
they're
you a
like,
hoe.
nah, but they close early. Like I know they both close now, but closer to me is a KFC. And sometimes I'll be like, damn it, this is too far though.
Yeah, I
But
ain't never that desperate. Fuck
I
that.
will go. I'll wait for that extra 5 minutes for spicy because I don't want to just say fuck it and go to this KFC Taco Bell here. That's like slumming it. Now there for a while I didn't have a Popeyes at all. Like it was under construction. Like they tore it down and they were going to renovate it. And I would drive past the construction site every day, looking at the different stages of it. Like I would just peer at it as I'm driving past it. Like, okay, they got the counter up now. Okay. And I tell you, I kid you not, on my commute home one day, I saw the Popeyes and I saw the light was on and it was open, and I went, Skrr! And like I did a fishtail. It was like some Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift shit, like right into that parking lot, right, and jump out the car. I don't even think I locked the door. I was like, I think I left the keys in the car. I was like, let me get a 4-piece. No, let me get an 8-piece. I think I shut it down. Like, yo, give me the family shit, and the shrimp, and the popcorn shrimps, and the fish, all that shit. I ordered the whole menu. I came in. It was like Popeye's buffet up in the crib. The doctor came. Doctor came through the door. Was like, what is all this fried food doing up in here? I was like, I got some okra too, though. You know, like I was just loving.
Okay,
like,
no, that is the name of the damn show.
Yes, I got some okra too, though. I went up there. I said, "Where's Annie at?" Because I was looking for that chicken lady. I was like, "Where's she at, though?" Because I'm about to give y'all some business. I love Annie. My goodness, I will make that whip crooked on Annie so quick,
bro. Really?
I will dirty her apron, man. Anyway, because she's fixing the chicken. That's all I care about. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, you know what? Okay. You know what? No. We're done. We are done.
Okay. Why are you trying to mess up a happy relationship between me and Annie? You know what I'm saying?
Were you talking about like soiling her apron? Like,
I mean, after she fixes the chicken.
Bruh, no, son, no.
Hey. Little time with bleach get knock that right out as long as you put it in the dryer quick enough. Anyway.
No, motherfucker, we already talked about this. I'm about to, you know what? When I see you, it's not even about to be holy water. I'm about to get that goddamn cleaning vinegar that I mentioned earlier.
Oh my god!
Douse your bitch ass with that shit. You know what? This has been another episode of Classic Team Up. I want to thank you, motherfuckers, for tuning in.
Thank you.
I'm goddamn disgusted.
Hey, shout outs. I want to give some shout outs real quick. Shout out to Might Ashwell, Ashley. Happy birthday to her today.
Yay, happy birthday.
Shout out to all the Libras that celebrating birthdays this month. October, the BME, the best month ever. I'm about to turn Jackie Robinson this month, son. The big 4-2, and it's gonna be on and popping all month long. You keep it locked here on Classic Team Up because you already know we in here, we out here. Brooklyn, Atlanta.
I gotta fight. I mean,
yeah. They closed?
I had a moment. Wherever I was about to do, they closed.
Oh, you about to go to Taco Bell, make that run because that's the
up.
Give me a
God damn it, because that's exactly what I was thinking.
Give me a Chalupa Supreme, hot, maybe a couple miles packages, and and you know what? What's the thing I like? The caramel apple empanadas. If they got that. I'm about to go to Taco Bell right now and get some. We cooked dinner and I still want Taco Bell for this.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you're going to be up at 4 a.m. for sure.
Yeah, for real. Making extra runs. I'll make the Kessel run in 0.25 parsecs. to the toilet.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, shout out to KP says do better. Shout out to everybody I met up with at Bourbon Ball. You know who you is. And shout out to the city of Atlanta and everybody in it. I'm glad I was up in your city. And shout out to all my Socratic friends out there because Plato was a hoe. And that's all I got.
Do I have any shout outs? Let's see. Shout out to all of the HBCUs that have homecoming coming up. Our homecoming at Virginia State University is October 14th, and I am excited. Hopefully, hold this off. Our next podcast episode will have a very, very special guest. If we can pull this off, I'm gonna be. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so elated. So y'all definitely stay tuned for the next episode.
I'm either going to homecoming or I'm going to RetroCon because they're both happening the same day. But one's in one direction, one's in the other, and it's going to depend on a few things. But money's one of them. But yeah, I will. If hopefully we get to hang out over state, that would be good.
Yeah, man. Just if y'all are gonna be, if you're a Trojan or if you're gonna be there, definitely let us know. I plan on being there.
Yeah. She's gonna be up in there.
If you find me, you can catch me with the band. Shout out to the Trojan Explosion. Also, voting for Honda Battle of the Bands 2018 has opened today. Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. I'm trying to be down there. What day is Honda? January 27th, 2018 at the new Mercedes-Benz stadium. So that's going to be fucking dope. I want to say it's going to be at the new stadium.
Yeah. And it's easy. HondaBattleWithTheBands.com. As soon as you get there, it says vote now. And that site is rocking as fuck. In fact, I think I went there. I went to this site when we had our last guest on.
Oh yeah, with Christy. Shout out to Christy. That was definitely a dope episode. We gotta have her on. By the way, we gotta have her on like at the end of band season, particularly when these Honda ballots drop and they come out. They announce who's gonna be going to the Invitational Showcase. Because ooh, bitch, this has been a season so far.
It has. Yeah, and I definitely would love to have her back, no doubt, no question. And we go do some big things upcoming with the Classic team up. If you want to hear more of the show, and if you want to hear something on the show, let us know. You know how to hit us up on Twitter. You can also email us, classicmaterial at gmail.com, or just hit us up at info@cspn.us, or classic@cspn.us, or classicmaterial@cspn.us, or janaexo@cspn.us. Just email something at cspn.us and we will get it, and we might play it on the show because that's what we do. Anyway, that's all we got. So for myself, for Miss Amber right here, and for Spider Dog who is upstairs sleeping, this is Classic saying, peace out.
Bye, y'all.